Hi everyone, how is everybody doing? Today's video is about color mixing. I'll try to simplify the color mixing as much as possible, and overall I'll be focusing on how to mix three primaries and create the desired effect, or at least the most naturalistic effect. So here we have one yellow, one red, and one blue. So we are going to try to mix the natural mixes out of these colors. And here for this purpose, we have chosen one cool yellow, one cool red, and one warm blue. And for making the colors paler or moving towards the white or making them lighter, we have one tinter here, which is a titanium white. Basic purpose of this video is to try to understand how the color mixing works using these three colors. So we are going to be using this RYB format, red, yellow, and blue, as these are the primaries. If you understand this concept very well, then I don't think there would be any difficulty in color mixing, even though you're using different color palettes such as CMYK or split primary or any other red, yellow, blue concept such as a zone palette. All of these are very similar and there shouldn't be any kind of difficulties because all of them work in relation to RYB format. You may ask why there is no, warm yellow or warm red or a cool blue, because this is how the things work in a very perfect way. And this is a cobalt blue, and this is alizarin crimson, and this is cadmium lemon, and this is a titanium white. Let's put some colors. This color is slightly, oilier. So this is my yellow, this is blue, and this is red. Now, when I say you will be able to mix all the colors through these three primaries, it is mostly the naturalistic colors. For unnatural colors, for instance, like phthalo colors or very bright blue greens, vibrant magenta colors, for all of these, you need to use special colors. So these are for all the naturalistic colors that we can produce. So now let's make an orange. For this, I'm going to use a different brush. So this is yellow, slight amount of yellow. Let's just put it here because we need to mix green as well. And here, yellow is the basic component in these two colors, and we are going to mix an orange. So let's use slight amount of red. Now we got a decent orange. If you want a very bright orange, then you may have to apply cadmium oranges or modern other oranges such as pyrrole or stuff like that. But this is a natural orange that we have gathered. Now let's mix a green. Let's bring another brush into it. I'm not going to pollute the colors for now. So I'm using a little amount of blue, and you already have a very beautiful naturalistic and also a bright green. And now let's mix a violet. For this we need to have a blue color. Here I am going to mix two colors, not just one. One should be violet and another one is purple. Now the purple should have more red in it, violets will have more blue in it. This part should have more violety color. Let's use a bit more blue. And here we have a violet color. I'm not sure if it is picking up on the camera, but still. And we are going to increase the red here. This is not a reddish color, but this is a purple color. Now, you may not be able to notice it, but we are going to mix some white into this so that the nature of the color can be understood. This is not blue, this is actually violet. Maybe slight amount of red. Yes. And let's use this color. This is more reddish. This is all purple. Let's get it to the similar value. Both are of now in the similar value range, but this one is bluish and this one is reddish. Now, here we must also focus on how to make these colors lighter. So, you have to use the tinter, which is the white, and as we make the colors duller than they are here, they will gradually become dull and they will become very similar to black. This may not be as black as an ivory black, but it will be a very dark gray. So, but initially now we will focus on, making the colors lighter. So this is a very light color. We are going to use the same color combination. Yellow is present here. This is a light green. Can we add a little bit more, borrow from that green? Yes. So as we grow lighter, we will go to the outside. Let's make this blue a little bit lighter. Let's make this orange lighter because we have already lightened this particular area. This is like a skin tone, Caucasian skin tone kind of a color. And we need to make this lighter and generate a pink color. Now this is like a pink. Now you may ask that where are the other colors such as the browns or maybe the dark greens or maybe the grayish colors? Where are those? So grays will be achieved once we start mixing all these colors towards their darker values and also dull these colors down. For instance, we have to create a violet and we need to dull that down. So first let's mix a violet or a purple, whatever, doesn't really matter. So this is like a violet. And what is the opposite color? Red, blue, and yellow. We have three colors and we have used red and blue to mix a violet. So the only other color that is left out is yellow. So we need to use a little bit of yellow to dull this color and turn it into a gray color. Just a slight amount. It is better to mix, change the colors little by little rather than, too much. It has now turned into gray. Let's put a patch of this color here in the center. Now again, and similarly, a green has been mixed through blue and yellow. So the only other color that we have is a red to dull that down. So let's do that again. So this is turning it into a green automatically. But here we are going to make it a bit more saturated so that the changes are observed. Slight amount of red because this red is very powerful. As soon as we mix the red, it has turned grayish. Now if we continue to mix the red, it will continue to become a grayish green. Notice the value differences here. So let's just put that color here too. Now again, we need to create an orange. And here we have an orange color, slightly on the redder side. Maybe I can add a bit more yellow. Very similar in value. Now, if we need to dull this down, we need to add a bit more blue, because red and yellow makes orange, and we need to have blue to dull this orange. Let's just add a bit more. And what we have is a dull orange. So what is this orange? Now let me make it a bit more dull. Let's saturate this particular color. And we are going to continue to add this blue. It's turning into green. Now we are moving towards the brown side. So what is a brown? Brown is a dull form of orange. Brown is very commonly used, not like maybe a dull green or maybe a gray color, but brown is commonly used. So we have a brown color, and it is a dull form of orange. So let's just put it here too, and let's just mix them all up. Maybe a little bit of red because it is missing. Now what we have here is a very dull form of gray color, almost like black. The darker the blue color is, the darker this black will be. And since we have some lighter colors, it is creating a lighter value compared to this form of color. So let's make it as dark as possible. I'm adding a bit more red. Now I'll be adding a bit more blue. Now it's becoming darker and darker. Let's just add a little bit more yellow to turn it into a gray color. Almost like a black, a colored black maybe. So when we add a little bit of color, white into this, we are going to find, or maybe manipulate a little, we will get a gray color. So this is like a colored gray color. That's it. So similarly, I'll turn these colors, these primary colors, into their dull form. And this is a yellow. Let's just add a little bit of violet, and it'll become a dull yellow. Looks slightly on the greener side, but I have adjusted a little with red. Similarly, the blue can be dulled down with a complementary orange. So this is my blue. Let's just add this orange that I have in the brush. And you have a very dull bluish color. Add a little bit of red to adjust that. Look at this. This is a blue color, but this is also a blue color. So they differ. And similarly, the red can also be dulled down with a green. This is my red. And we need to add a bit more green. So here is some green in the brushes. We are going to add a little, maybe a little bit more because the red is a very powerful color. So we have a dull red. Notice the differences here. This is a dull orange. It's like a brown. As you grow darker, it'll become like a burnt umber and gradually it'll become black. And this is a dull red. This is a dull violet. This is a dull blue. This is a dull green. And this is a dull yellow. So when the values become darker, they eventually turn into a blackish color. And as you grow outwards, yellow is the maximum point upon which you have to add a tinter like white. So this is how you do the color mixing. But there now are few questions like the saturation of the orange. Now this looks like a very dull kind of an orange. This is an orange. There is no doubt about it. But you may need to have a very powerful orange color. What will you do? Then you need to add a different color, maybe a very warm red that is like an orangey red, or maybe a yellow that is orangey in nature. So any of these, especially the orange red, will tackle the problem with the orange. Rest, these violets are good. These greens are all naturalistic. Orange is okay, decent. This is a mixing orange. But if you need to, say, do a portrait, then what will you do? And the person wears a very, orangey, very powerful saturated orange dress, then you may need to apply that. Now, for certain situations that are extreme in nature, you may need to employ a cadmium, red light, or a cadmium scarlet, or maybe a cadmium orange to, deal with this problem. That is, you need a very bright orange. Then you need to add this color. And also, there are cyan colors that you cannot mix with a blue. So you need to have this color, and also maybe a blue green color, which is very difficult to mix with regular colors. So you may need to employ, a Taylor green kind of a color. So let's see what maybe the difference is between all of these colors. I am not going to change anything here because this is the brightest yellow that we can get. Beyond that, we are getting mostly the titanium white. But let's just mix this red with this yellow, and you will quite clearly see that what you're getting. This is a natural orange. Now it looks like a dull version of it. And also this color, this is very difficult to mix with any this blue and this yellow. But since we are getting something like this, but let's just mix a little bit of white and see where does it go. This is a very potent and powerful color, or you need to be very careful with your mixes. And although this looks like very similar, this has another advantage to it. So now you can see how red, yellow and blue can be mixed with each other to create all sorts of naturalistic color combinations. You can get a very good purple, very decent naturalistic green, and also a very good mixing orange. And you just need to practice to get the desired colors out of these three combinations with a tinter. You can also see that we have been able to create a decent amount of black. If you use French ultramarine here in the blues, it'll definitely create a very dark color. And it is also possible to darken all the other colors, and it is also possible to lighten all of these colors. And when you need to employ some powerful colors, you can use them. For example, this one, maybe quinacridone magenta colors in place of this color, or maybe a blue-green color, or this, phthalo green type of a color, and yellow being very light color. It just needs to be lightened with a titanium white. So this is the way you do the color mixing. And once you get the hang of it, you will be able to understand that all the other color palettes that you see, the cyan, magenta, yellow, the CMYK, or maybe split primary, or maybe the zone palette, all of them are based on this, red, yellow, blue, RYB concept. There is nothing apart from this, and everything will be simplified. I have displayed them in a wheel-like manner because otherwise it becomes difficult for others to understand. So now you can see how the color can be darkened, how the colors can be mixed, and how the colors can be lightened. So there is nothing to it beyond this. It's just about finding the right colors for a particular mix, and that's it. So if you like this video, then please click the like button and also subscribe for future videos. And if you have any comments, then do let me know in the comment section below. Please check out my website www.kaustavandfineart.com for more paintings. I thank you for your time. Take care.